Hello, beautiful soul. I'm Vicki Howie of ChakraBoosters.com, the creator of Chakra Boosters Healing Tattoos. And today I'm coming to you from windy Sedona with a very special treat. We're going to go on a little field trip. A few of you have asked me about auras, and the truth is, while auras are directly related to your chakras, I haven't worked with them that much. But I have a friend named Vatika who owns Crystal Castle here in Sedona, and she takes pictures of auras all the time. So we're going to go visit her store, and we're going to look at her imaging machine, and we're also going to look at and use her V.I.B.E or rife machine. It's a energy healing machine, and we're going to take before and after pictures of our auras. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to be a really good learning opportunity for me as well. So come along with me. Okay, so we're going to go inside and check things out.
Hello, Vicki.
Hi, Vatika. Thank you for having me. Are you going to show us the aura machine?
Absolutely.
Cool.
Over here.
Okay. So this is it. Is there a name? Is it just called Aura Machine, or what's your specific name for it?
It's a Aura video station.
This is like a hand reader. It's all done
It's
through
a biosensor.
Okay.
Biosensor. Mm-hmm.
And somebody just sticks their hand on there, and then it starts reading temperatures, or what's it
Electromagnetic
actually reading?
frequencies are translated into colors. You see already that we do have several color types. They go from deep red over all the colors into white. And this video system provides the ability to take a portrait from your auric field, that's your face with a aura halo around it. It also gives the opportunity here to have your full body. This is just a full body and you can watch your auras. But this is kind of more where you get the first boost of biodata. So you learn about mind body, and I'm just going to quickly introduce you to this one first. And since Vicki needs to hold the camera, unfortunately,
well, I kind of have one hand,
here.
But you're going to use your hand. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so this is kind of how this aura is building up. And of course, it takes a minute to get a stable picture. You see the emotional meter. It's registered. It's called calibration. You get the basic information about your color type, which you are on right now. And this refers and relates to the core energy, because we can say the core is the one changing slowly, while the influences from the periphery are registered more quickly. So this is an orange-yellow, adventurous, scientific self-confidence aura photo right now, and since I'm talking, it's a lot of communication. I stopped this here, so we have something to go by and I have my hands available.
Interesting. So because you were talking, we get a lot of throat chakra there. We get a lot of the blue aura color and a lot of the actual center of the throat.
Exactly.
And you're saying that because you were actually, that this is interactive, so since you were talking about something kind of scientific and you were enjoying it and everything, there was the yellow and the analytical and the orange fun of the joy of it.
Yes.
Yeah, so you can tell you love talking about this stuff.
Yes, I do.
Okay, cool.
And so in this regard, you also have a way of determining where your state of mind and body is, and this is a very good place to be. It's neutral.
Okay,
it's not overly excited.
Oh, right here?
Yes,
okay,
right, this one here.
Scale of mind and body. Now, what does the plus and minus mean?
It's a negative state of mind is when you're very worried or very anxious or very stressed. So it's lower energy level. And when you are really excited and really in your flow, then your mind body is in the very positive. And for regular things and doing stuff like that.
Yeah, when you're being videoed and that, you're going to get both excitement and then the stress of having someone put a camera on you. Okay, I get it.
Okay. And then here we have the energy level. This is mostly body, mind, spirit, and the physical aspects here. Then you have the body, mind, spirit percentage. And since the mind is active when you explain how an aura station works, so this is 50%, spirit is 20%, and the physical activity is 30%. So they're
so majority mind right now, which makes total sense, of course.
Yes.
Cool.
And then the color range, you would see this is so to speak, these are all the colors a person can possibly
Let's go in here. There's the color wheel.
end up with. And this here is in a way not the typical auric field. This is more a transitional auric field. When you step into a situation where you need to bring different aspects together, which we are doing here right now while we are cooperating and doing things.
Eventually it settles in more, is that
Yes,
what you're saying?
yes.
Okay.
And it's also that usually the neighboring colors are predominant, like yellow in the core has oranges and red easily to access, and also the greens and the blues. It's very rare that you have, and we do have this in very gifted healers. They oftentimes are very strong artists. They have the red and the white together, which are the opposites.
Oh, total opposites. Exactly, the
range.
root and the
Yes.
spirit energy.
Yes.
And oh wow. Yeah.
So, and what I was pointing out, and let's maybe go to the chakra screen, which is so helpful for people to see that they can literally work on their chakras. They can do this by breathing, by doing their visualization exercises, using colors or using crystals or other products. So it, like, we could literally put a chakra booster on your chakra and see how your energy is affected by that.
How quickly do you see it shift with
Well,
different things?
This is actually a matter of how much intention a person puts into working with it.
Okay.
It's an inner process, you see. You access the inner energies of what you want to bring. This whole situation with the aura station is you master the colors of your auras. So you learn how to pay attention to what makes you strong.
Oh, you know what that reminds me of?
Yeah.
The mind-body machine, where they teach you how to balance your mind and, or not mind-body, the heart math machine.
Yes.
Where they teach you heart and
Yes.
mind to
Yes.
balance it, and you practice literally.
Yes.
And this is like practicing with your chakras to have your auric field represent what you want, you know, your ideal.
Or what's good for you at this present time.
Okay.
It's a biofeedback. It's really immediate biofeedback.
That's so cool.
And the interesting part is also that our aura is really, really, it can be, you see this here.
Let's look here. Where?
Yes. You see here the percentage of the aura size from 0 to 100%. And we are right now, my own was at 70%, which is average
what would
good.
100% be? Like, what is the average size of an aura?
Oh,
is it
when
different for each person, or?
This is also temporary. Nobody is at one size all the time.
Okay.
Like all the chakras are also fluctuating. Sometimes you focus more on maybe communication. Sometimes you really have to move stuff physically, and you are really rooted in your lower chakras because you need to get the job done.
Yeah.
So these are all temporary things. The point is that there is a good measure where you need to be balanced. Like in my auric field, for example, we saw the heart chakra very energized, you see? This is something when I kind of really enjoy Vicki being here doing this, and we communicate a lot, but also there is like an enthusiasm for the whole situation. So usually when you have this strong energy in your heart, if you had this all the time, you were prone to get a heart attack.
Oh, yeah. It isn't
overdone.
always, it's
Yeah.
overdone. Like, we need a balance with everything. I'm
Yeah.
so glad that you pointed that out, really.
Yes.
And we could talk about that all day long, what would happen with the different chakras if you had too much, and what do you do with it when someone gets all this? How do you help work with them with this feedback? What are some of the main things that you look at?
Right now?
Yeah.
Right now, here in our setup, we are fortunate enough to have the V.I.B.E machine, which is based on Tesla technology.
Let me
the
get you
rife.
on that, okay?
It's a V.I.B.E machine, and it only takes a few minutes to have a biocharge, and so the chakras come back usually to their original strength.
Oh, wow.
So that's the quickest way. It only takes a few minutes.
We need to do a before and after on that.
Yes, that's
Okay,
what people like
can we
to do.
do that? Okay,
Yes.
let's do it and see what
Okay.
happens, so we can actually show people. You do it
Okay.
on me, because I was feeling kind of
Yep.
today.
Okay.
So let's see what happens.
Okay,
All
let's
right.
both take a session,
Okay.
and we can also take your picture.
Okay.
And for this regard, we need to say bye-bye to the camera.
Okay.
So Vicki
Bye-bye.
We see you in a moment. Thank you. Okay, you can go ahead and put your hand on the biosensor.
And what is this biosensor doing exactly?
It is a system which is originally based on the Kirlian photography. With the Kirlian energy, electrical lines were just showing up in photos. They were be able to be made visible through contrast. So you had certain lines coming out of your fingertips. Now this still works with your fingertips here and all the hand and all the, it's kind of, it translates your electromagnetic impulses into color spectrum. Instead of translating it into graphic lines, it will be translated into a color spectrum. So that's what it is. And then, of course, you are sitting here. This is a mask. The full body, everybody has the picture of the full body. It's not yours. It's a mask.
Oh, okay.
But the system is reading in all the colors, all the energy, the size of the aura, and the size of your chakras, the colors as well.
My hand actually feels shaky from carrying the camera.
Yes, it's okay.
And is there any difference? Because you only have the sensor for the left side. You find there's no difference left to right?
No.
Okay.
It could be your toes. Yeah. But you see, and it's, now we see in your case, your aura is very stable. So I take this here off just to release you. Okay. You can let
just
go
for a moment. I'll
and relax.
Let me take a picture also so we can see this close up. You know what's interesting right now is that right now I'm wearing my root chakra tattoos.
Okay.
2 of them.
Yeah.
And before when we did it, I was always yellow. I was always yellow-green. And right now I've got more orange-red.
Yes.
It's interesting, more of the red, because I've got 2 right here. At the, of course, I also have a real one, so that makes 3 altogether that I have of the root. But I'm always happy when root shows up for me.
Your core energy is also orange-red. That it's, you are more in your physical creative expression. You are also excited about what you are seeing and doing, but also the artist in you is really coming through. You see, you really know how to put those information into a package of physical, addressable things, and that's your strength. And you are thriving when you're doing this. See, your state of mind is going a little more, leans into the positive. Then here is your physicality is very stable.
Yay! I'm very body. Yay!
There you go.
Everyone in my channel knows that root chakra has been the weakness from 10 years back. So whenever I see a lot of body, it gets really exciting. But guys, I am wearing my Chakra Booster Healing tattoo, so it isn't a clean slate test that we would do here, because I just usually wear those. So, and of course I have, interestingly, there's been a lot of trauma in my past, but I do have I even have a very large heart chakra tattoo, so you could imagine, I have a real one, and you can imagine if I didn't have that one. So are these in proportion, hon?
Yes, that's real life.
They
and
actually
of course,
are.
Yes, and of course when you are sitting here and you would like to have an interactive session, you can work on this by breathing, by
and
doing your
visualizing, steering
mantra.
the energy with.
Yes.
That I want to play with some more, but today we were talking about actually testing your actual machine. What is it called?
You mean, the
you were talking about the V.I.B.E
machine.
The V.I.B.E machine,
so what
about
we
doing
would
a before and after. So this would be our before that I took the picture of.
Yes.
Okay.
And now we are going into the V.I.B.E and go probably for 4 minutes.
Okay. Let's do that.
Okay.
We'll be right back, guys.
Here we are at the setup with the V.I.B.E machine. This is a Tesla technology. It's also known as the rife machine. R-I-F-E. It's a person who invented the whole setup here, but making use of the technology and the knowledge of Tesla inventions. So what we do have here, we have tubes. They are filled with noble gases, all of them, different colors, different gases. They all emanate once we have the machine going. And it's actually, I don't know whether we take pictures, probably not, but the neon is the only one which really shows up in daylight. The other ones need a completely dark room to show up. They are all filled. What this machine does do, it emanates a torus configuration, like it extends this one here, what we have with coils, and there's a device here in the center, copper, brass, all kinds of.
I'll come in close here.
Yes,
so
that would be good,
see
and also from the top. It's easier to see.
Yeah, let's look at the top.
It's a star configuration.
Lots of sacred geometry, Vatika.
Yes.
It's really beautiful.
Yes.
So if we look from the top, there's a crown, like there's a helix, or what would you call the inside of there, inside the hole?
It's a taurus spiral.
Oh, it's amazing.
And we
Taurus
also
spiral.
have the coils here, copper coils.
Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing that you have this here.
You're fortunate. Mm-hmm.
I know you guys are going to keep asking me. So just this, we're at Crystal Castle in Sedona. Okay.
Okay. And so this is a session which takes about 2 to 4 minutes. That's what we do here. And it's a quantum pulse. The quantum pulse and the gases in combination with electricity are emanating a photonic light. So this is actually recharging our biophotonic field. So when we are sitting in such an energy field, our DNA functions at the most appropriate level for everybody. So this is why it's really good to regenerate, it's really good to detox and to strengthen your immune system. In general, we are not claiming to heal, we are all about wellness. It takes care of wrinkles, it takes care of many things. So we are all kind of wanting to stay uplifted and positive about our life's path. And this one helps and gives us a picker-upper when we are down.
Yay
So
for picker-uppers. Okay, let's do it then. We're going to do it.
Okay.
And what's the time we're going to do it for?
We do 4 minutes.
Okay.
Which is actually, we do 2 minutes, but we are sitting here for 4 minutes because the rhythm is 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. So the bloodstream can absorb the energy and we are not getting overcharged. Because there is really no harm the machine can do, but if you do too much too quickly, you detox very quickly and it's uncomfortable. Why do that?
Why do
and
that?
in general, you don't need more than 10 minutes. That's actually the maximum of the machine. And this is when you're really a tough case, and we don't do this here.
Great. Okay, so
Okay.
we'll get back on here after we've done it.
Good.
Okay.
Thank you. And then it will take again a minute to build up a stable picture, but you can already see differences in your color and auric field.
Well, and like we've always said, is that my true aura, in my human design, my defined centers are the yellow and the green.
Mm-hmm.
And my true aura that always seems to come up is yellow and green.
Yes.
And it was really interesting to see that first one. But I liked it, because I'm working on root a lot, so it was really fun to see that red-orange. Yeah, still the
greens are
orange.
coming. Mhm.
Yeah. I told I liked it and it came back.
And we can also switch over to the chakra.
So what's the white on here with the...
This is actually the meditation energy in your heart, in the core.
Okay.
It's when you connect with spirit and also when you are protected.
Oh, nice.
White
yeah.
is the best protective frequency you can have.
And how about up here with the yellowy white? That's
The
at
yellow is
top?
oftentimes coming when you are learning something new,
Oh.
or when you are putting things
Which
together.
is exactly
new way.
what's happening, because I have never worked
Uh-huh.
with these aura machines at all.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. It's fun to see that.
Yeah, your green is there. Healing energy. It's really healing as well. And communication and love for nature.
What's really interesting for me, Vatika, is that it's saying orange adventurous, but there so far hasn't been that much orange in the aura picture itself. Over here.
It's the core.
But it's saying down here.
It's a core energy.
Interesting.
Yeah, you can almost see that the auric field has quadrants, or in your first auric picture it was almost stripes. And you need to understand that the aura is in motion.
Always.
Always, like your thoughts and feelings.
I often tell the people in our
Yeah.
audience, I say, we're a verb, not a noun.
Yeah.
We are a process happening in every moment, changing all the time, but we think of ourselves as a noun, as a body.
See
as a
how much
thing.
passion you have for that.
What's
very
pink
loving.
around the heart?
It's loving. It's really loving.
The emotion meter went.
Yeah.
I just like the idea of everyone knowing that we define ourselves so much, and there's fun in that too, but I like
Yes.
the idea of everyone knowing that we're these spirits in play and we're always changing, and we're a verb,
Yeah.
So, yeah. Cool.
And we are still a little scientific about the whole approach. So
Yeah, it's needed right now to
Yes.
cross the two worlds, and I
Yes.
appreciate you sharing
Yes.
this with us, because we want to
Absolutely.
share the science, and that's, I have really great stuff. And this is, we go to science, the emotion meter goes.
Yeah.
I didn't take many science classes.
It's called spiritual technology. Spiritual
technology,
Mm-hmm.
spiritual technology. Beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful. Thank you for having these, because I know you have other machines too, and you're really spearheading all this. It's great. So when do you know that we've settled into something where you would say, okay, that's good for Vicki, I've got a good read on what's going on with her aura?
When it's about stable for 20, 30 seconds.
And what would you say is the changes that you've seen the most overall since we did the machine? Certainly I see a ton of crown shift, or at least looks like it, and heart.
Mm-hmm. I would say your colors have become brighter. The changes in shapes is also like you are not sitting here to meditate and work on your auric field. It is more a presentation about how it all ticks.
Yeah, you can tell that through the aura itself,
yes.
that I'm not here just doing aura, I'm here to teach about aura and learn about aura. Look at that. That's so cool.
Yeah.
And now we're getting into the yellow with the orange.
Yes.
Yeah, now it always feels like my home base when we get there.
Yes. And you see your solar plexus, your center is really white, which white is a color when you have all the other colors in perfect balance.
Ah, sweet.
Then you are white.
Because you know yellow is actually that white spot. That is my destiny number. I'm a solar plexus destiny.
Yeah.
I'm in human design. I only have 2 defined centers, and the yellow one is one of them.
Uh-huh.
It's interesting.
So here you are, home base.
Home base. I did notice too that the plus went up. The pin for the plus has gone up since the machine as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you had a very huge...
Good. Have you ever seen it pin all the way? And I want to know what that person was like.
Usually they don't have the patience to sit here very long when they are like that.
Yeah, that's true. That's so true. So we need some grounding, don't we? We don't want to be too out there. Okay, cool. So you think that's enough?
That's enough for today, I would think so.
All right,
beautiful.
Thank you. And we're going to have you do it now so we can see your change.
Okay. So this is my auric field right now after the V.I.B.E machine. The colors have changed into yellow, green, blues and some oranges. So, but this is not a stable picture yet. It takes about a minute to see all the machine is calibrating still, but you can see that my yellows came through very brightly. My chakras are a little wider than they were before, and the colors have changed. It's interesting because Vicki and I here, we have a good sense of humor. So you see the crown chakra, now it's pinkish white, but whenever pink is present, you really have a good time too.
Yeah, and I think I'm being a little jerky here because I'm on a tripod. Sorry, you guys, but I really want to zoom in on this. I want you to see it closer. So I'm going to move in even closer here. Sorry. And we're going to look at just the results right now. Okay, cool. This is the machine doing its thing. And it really is, as we said, interactive. It just keeps moving and changing. So this is a good reminder to you that your energy field is always moving. That you are in motion, in process at all times. Definitely we have our tendencies, right, Vatika? And that's good, right? We have like our home base places that we feel good and that is part of our essence, but we're always changing within that.
And see, when we look at my auric field right now, you see the stripes. The auric field has quadrants, so to speak.
I do see stripes of light color. I don't know how well they're showing up on the camera, but they're sort of vertical.
Yes.
What does that mean when they're sort of vertical stripishness?
There is a rhythm, like you circulate in a certain... there is a rhythm, that's all there is to it. And it, in general, you can say when energy is coming on my left side, this is new energy coming in, and sooner or later it will be acted upon on the right side. So this is why our intuitive side, the left side, is receptive and the right side is active. You see, and here we go, we have a shift of that, even more so while we're speaking. And there's also a little bit of the orange, brownish energy of the scientist, but also the golden orange of the artistic energy coming in. And I feel very passionate about the auras and how it can affect people to make positive changes. So it's kind of nice for me to see this all happening while we are here together. So thank you for that.
It is fun.
Anything else we should do about that? You see the white is coming through the solar plexus here as well, because we are...
You and I like to land in the solar plexus.
Yeah.
We like that centeredness. especially when we're doing this stuff,
type
right?
of
This
work, yeah.
sharing information.
Mhm.
So for those of you who don't know, the solar plexus, people don't realize sometimes, the solar plexus is scientific and related to our mind. They've even found cells, brain cells, in the gut. It's very much related to our decision making and our thought processes. Sometimes people get confused and they think it's all the upper chakras that are about mind just because they're located up there, but those are more the imaginative and spiritual and visionary centers. Your actual thinking mind, guys, is in your gut. And this is good evidence of it. So let's look also at, see how much further, I'm going to try to zoom in for a second if I can. I'm not on the best tripod in the world, but I want to go a little closer to this mind-body gauge because Vatika's has gone up extremely since the healing. Whoops, sorry. There we go. There it is. So that one is much more pinned than it was last time. I don't know how close I was to it last time, but I remember seeing it. You remember, Vatika? It was just a teeny bit at the middle, and we were joking that it would be even further if we hadn't been like stressed a little from starting to do some kind of video. It's not an everyday thing to just turn on the camera and start sharing. Okay, cool. So do you feel like yours is pretty stable at this point?
Yep.
Okay, let me back out of it here so we can see the whole picture and you tell us any final thing that you want to.
Well, since I'm sitting here, I cannot really reach over to stop the data, but it's pretty stable. So the only thing I really would like to address here is that we have colors which can be bridged and colors which can happen to be underbridged in an auric field. And this is a very harmonious energy field because you have the only thing there, the orange is next to, you can go by the color wheel here. Right. And you see how much yellow can go into the greenish blue range or into the orange red range. And so here we have them connected to the center. You see the center of all the colors is white. It's when you are using balanced use of all the colors. And in a way we are communicating here from spirit and from the heart. So there is a very strong balancing factor. And at times it goes into the crown chakra, it can go into the solar plexus. But you see, basically we have native colors to all the chakras, which in yoga and meditation we all were told and taught that this is a very natural human thing, and it is, but at times it can be very, very different. And later on, if we want to do more, we can also see that chakras have a tendency to balance each other. That means when one is not so strong, another one might extend. And there are periods when a chakra needs to be very active and outgoing, or there are periods when it is very introspective, like I'm right now very careful how I word things. So it is more like you care about how you put your words together.
Very nice. I get that.
Yeah.
And I love how you're talking about the balancing of it. And I have a question. I'm noticing how similar ours are. Now, we just might be two birds of a feather. But do you find that people, when they're near each other, are they affecting each other's aura, like on this machine?
Yes, they do.
Great.
And here we are working on the same issue right now. We have the same intentions.
We're on the same agenda of like, let's share this with people. Let's create something around it. Okay, that's so cool. Yeah, and that was very true. Your heart goes, whoosh.
Yes, exactly.
And the communication opened up even more.
Yeah, and more aspects come in.
Yeah.
And there is another aspect about that. It's like, how shall I put it? That the whole auric field is more intelligent than just our awareness or our present focused consciousness. Like, I have seen people when they were quietly working by themselves on the aura station, and they were here alone in the store. Those moments appear, and somebody comes in, the auric field changes before the door is even opened.
Yes.
So people have not only a gut feeling,
and they have a sense that's pre-physical. Which is the same thing that they found in heart math science as well too.
Interesting.
They would flash pictures on a screen, and people's hearts would have a response before the snake image or some image that would startle them would even show up on the screen.
Exactly.
So it's really amazing stuff.
And since we are in spirit in a physical body, but we are energy, we are electricity, electromagnetism, or our auras are kind of reaching out quite a few feet, and the other person is also quite a few feet. So the auras actually
are communicating
intersect.
before we do. Before we do, our communicators, our auras are saying hello or oh no or whatever.
They have an opinion.
That's great. That's
Yes.
so great. Okay.
So yeah, it's kind of nice to have it visible.
Okay, so I don't even know the button to push to stop that, so we'll just stop it here this way with the big white in the heart.
Okay.
Well, there you go, you're doing it.